Okay, so now it's time for my first negative rant. But before I get into it, I just want to say that all of my negative rants are going to be black screen and basically auditories. With sometimes in some negative rants, I might show you some things like proof or something of something. Like show you something on the screen of my computer or something like that. But other than that, all of my negative rants are going to be black screen and they're basically going to be auditory. So anyway, what I was going to rant about is I was going to do a negative rant about G4. And those of you who do not know what G4 is a or was a TV channel that was for gamers, and it showed some great stuff like Cinematech and X-Play, which is still on the air, but I'll get to that in a minute. Okay, G4, I'm not going to rant about the past of it, but I'm going to rant about the current state of G4, where they've been canning shows and taking them off the air and so forth. Okay, first of all, G4 started going downhill in 2005 or 2006. And G4 was started in early 2000 or 2001, 2002. I'm not sure. I think it started in 2002 or 2001. I'm not really sure, but and it was mainly for gamers. And then they had to make their little facelift, and everything started going downhill in around 2005, 2006. Anyway, it all started going downhill when they had to air The Man Show. Now, The Man Show, it's an okay show. I mean, it's not my favorite. It's not one of the best shows out there, but it's definitely not one of the worst. I mean, my brother likes it. My older brother likes it, and he thinks it was a really cool show. For its time, and then it started going downhill slightly then, and then it started to go really downhill when they had to air something that was already on Spike TV, and yes, you heard me right, people. They start airing something that was already on Spike TV, which was Star Trek. But in order to, try to keep it from being looking like the same as it is on Spike TV, they had to put their little 2.0 dub on it. And what 2.0 is, it basically shows like an information bar with interesting facts and trivia and so forth. It's stuff that's really useless. I really don't like it. I'm sure that a whole lot of other users don't really like it either. And, okay, first of all, I want to say this. Star Trek should have been off air a long time ago. I mean, they should have, come out with some DVD box sets and so forth, but no, it has to keep running on the air. And what I've been looking at is G4 is starting to become what I quote a Spike TV ripoff. Yes, it's ripping off Spike TV mainly because G4 was a channel for gamers, which of course it's only available on digital cable and satellite, and it pretty much made it sort of like to a cult-like audience, and they're trying to get more mainstream by trying to compete with Spike TV, which of course, is a mainstream channel to begin with. And Spike TV is going downhill too, because Spike TV, all they care about is CSI and Ultimate Fighting, and I don't like CSI, but Ultimate Fighting, that is awesome. Mixed martial arts, that's awesome thing right there. But anyway, going back into it, Spike TV then put something that was not on Spike TV, but it was already on stuff like Fox and True TV, which is Cops. Now let me ask you something, people. Does Cops belong on G4? No, it doesn't. Because here's the thing. Cops is more of a reality show, and it should be only on True TV. And it should only also be on Fox. That's all it should be on. And of course, it's originated from Fox. But then they started doing another thing to mess up their whole programming, which was they canceled a lot of shows like Judgment Day, All Verdicts Are Final, which starred Tommy Tallarico, I think, and some other guy, I forgot what his name is. And then they took off Cinematech, which basically shows different cutscenes from video games and anime and so forth, and it's really cool. But then stuff strange really happened, like X-Play, which is one of their best shows, starts going downhill. You heard me right. It starts going downhill. And I know it's your favorite show, 19 Bigfoot 85, but in my opinion, I like that show, but it started going downhill because they stopped with a lot of the comedy sketches and skits. They do crack some funny puns every now and then, but it's not as good as what it once was. And they also cut out a whole lot of shows like Filter with Diane Mizota. Now, I just want to say right now, Diane Mizota is hot. I think she is. I think she's cute, really. But anyway, and then they had to cut out one of the best things to ever happen on TV. Anime Unleashed. They cut that off, and I loved Anime Unleashed because it was basically, it showcased a whole bunch of anime that I didn't even know existed, and it was all good. It was really cool. And that was one of my favorite things that was programmed on G4, and they cut that off, and they also cut Happy Tree Friends off, and then they cut G4's Late Night Peep Show off. Which, of course, G4's Late Night Peep Show, that is a collection of animated shorts like Happy Tree Friends and so forth. And it just goes to show that G4 doesn't really care about the gamer audience anymore, and they only care about competing with Spike TV. And then recently, they did another stupid thing. They had to show one of the most overrated sci-fi dramas out there, Lost. Oh, but no, not Lost, Lost 2.0. Now Lost, I don't really like it either because it's overhyped and overrated. And pretty much, I don't really like it, and so forth. But, yeah, but anyway, it just goes to show that G4, all they care about are their 2.0 dubs. That's it. That's all they care about. And pretty much, if they start showing like CSI and dub it to 2.0, or they do like mixed martial arts thing that is pretty much would rip off Ultimate Fighting, it's pretty much going to be the unofficial end of G4. End of story. Yeah, end of story. Because all they care about are their 2.0 dubs. But anyway, they do have some good shows like Ninja Warrior and Unbeatable Bazooka and Attack of the Show. And Attack of the Show rocks. But other than that, it's pretty much gone downhill. And that's all I have to say about this subject. That's all I have to say about G4. Please respect my opinion, everyone. I mean, you don't have to agree with me, but please respect my opinion. I respect everyone else's opinions, even though I may not agree with their opinions. So, anyway, I've got to get going. The battery's running low on the camera. Running out of time here. Stay tuned for part 4 of my Halloween video. I'll see you then.